NFL UK, George here from X's and O's, and we are here at NFL UK head office.
Yeah, George, welcome to the office. Great to have you guys here, and looking forward to chatting today.
Thank you for having us. I can say firsthand, the views are amazing. It's really nice to be in and amongst everything NFL.
Yeah.
X's and O's, we've been doing things for a while now, so it's nice to be involved and be in the actual building. But today we're going to talk about a few things, NFL Foundation being one in particular.
Mm-hmm.
We had the event last year, I think it was October,
yeah, exactly.
Where it was announced that there was £1 million going towards initiatives to help young people in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Goodell was down, which was amazing to see. Sadiq Khan was there.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the initiative behind the NFL Foundation.
Yeah, I think with the foundation, it's something that we've been planning for a little while, and probably COVID actually delayed us in terms of getting it up and running. But essentially, what we wanted to do is with our platform here in the UK, as you guys know, it's been growing and growing and growing over the last few years, and we've done a few different initiatives with different charities, people like British Legion, for example, Cancer Research, a whole range of different organisations. But I think what we wanted to do is really look at our platform, where we can have an impact, look at some of the things we've experienced through our community programs, through some of the organisations that we partner with, and actually create a proper platform that is NFL owned, is NFL branded, but allows us to really more effectively use our platform and our partners and all the stakeholders that we have to really make a significant difference to the lives of young people across the UK. And that's really the aim for the foundation, is to use our sport, in particular flag football, to try and engage underrepresented, underserved young people across the country and help engage them in something really positive, really exciting, and set them on the path to have an exciting future, whatever it is that they want to do with their lives going forward. Yeah,
and you mentioned flag football, and we know firsthand, and you obviously know as well,
yeah.
Flag football has literally, the increase has risen incredibly sharply. We have the likes of Phoebe and UK Dukes who are promoting the game all over the world.
Yeah.
But one group that we work quite closely with, Big Kids, who were actually at the event too.
Yeah.
So I guess the initiative will back guys and foundations like Big Kids to further progress.
100%. What we know, and actually a lot of this has come through the work that we've done with Shaninga and Big Kid. They were really the first kind of community organisation that we partnered with about 3 or 4 years ago now. And they've done an amazing job of really integrating flag into their delivery. They've been able to engage a whole new group of young people that they struggled to engage with other sports. And for sure, I think the way you play the game, the things that you learn through the game, it's really positive as well compared to other sports in terms of helping those kind of character development type aspects, engaging messaging, all these different things that help with the development of young people, not from a sporting perspective, but more kind of from a personal development perspective. So what we've seen and what's clear is that there are a ton of really great similar charity organisations that are really embedded in different communities across the country, that they have leaders from those communities who understand the issues that young people are facing in those communities far better than we do, sat in our nice office here in Leicester Square, right?
Nice office.
But what we know is that flag football is a great way of engaging these young people. If we can partner with the right organisations, as we've done with Big Kids and a few others in London over the last kind of couple of years, the potential is there for us to really use that sport in a really positive way to fund more of these different organisations across the country and help engage some of these different young people who perhaps haven't found the thing that gets them going, gets them excited, and gets them out of bed in the morning, to really bring them into a very positive environment and help support them on their on their journeys going forward, and their pathways to potentially play more of the game, but potentially onto university, to the world of work, whatever it is that they want to do, really.
On that note, as someone who's played the sport for the last 10 years, I mean, I can tell you firsthand, when you're part of a squad and you're part of a group of guys and girls and you're all working to achieve one common goal, be it to win a premiership with the Kent Exiles, for example, or the London Blitz, or to win your flag championship, that does get you out of bed. So I think the NFL Foundation launch itself and the actual program is an amazing initiative, and I can only see it getting better and better. But that brings me on to my next point in terms of growth of the game. So we've heard the announcements about the international series. We have 2 games coming back to the Tottenham Stadium, and we have the return of the Jags to Wembley Stadium. Personal favourite of mine, not the Jags, Wembley. And obviously the game announced in Mexico. I believe the Cardinals will be in Mexico, and we also have the German series. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the German series, in particular from Brett Gosper, who is the new lead for Europe and UK. And we have a game announced in Munich Stadium, and we'll have another in Frankfurt.
Exactly.
So talk to us about the growth of the game. I mean, again, I've been playing for 11 years. I've seen the game steadily increase. If I'm not wrong, I believe it's one of the fastest growing sports, even top 3 in the UK alone. The growth of the game, how far do you think we can really take it?
I think the potential is almost endless, really. I mean, there's very few sports. I guess if you look at the participation figures, and I was actually really surprised when I joined the NFL 2.5 years ago. I was fairly new to American football. I was surprised by actually the size of the amount of people who are playing the sport already. And I think that was really without us as the NFL doing a huge amount to promote the game, to push the game. We've done a lot of work with flag in schools, but still have been kind of fairly early into that program. Whereas now with flag, with the games in Germany as well, with the academy, I think there's a huge amount of potential. If we can really utilise that platform properly, work with BAFA as well, which we're working with much more closely than we have done in the past as well. I think that we can really use our platform. More people are watching the Super Bowl, more people are watching our games than ever. We had great figures on Sky and across the BBC this year, so the more and more eyeballs are on the game, and it's just about converting them, finding opportunities and creating those opportunities for people to go from someone who's maybe just a bit new to the game, kind of a little bit interested, to then making the journey to actually coming across and playing the sport. So if we can get it in front of people who don't necessarily know about it, working with these organisations, working in schools more, working with clubs more, to really create that proper infrastructure and ecosystem for the sport here, I think there's just it can absolutely rocket over the next few years, and that's absolutely our aim, is to try and help BAFA and the clubs and others to really, and ourselves through our programs, to really enable that growth to happen.
One of the things that we always say at X's and O's and in general when we're speaking is, we look at the numbers of people that attend the international games in the UK, and each and every time, if I'm not correct, it's always a sellout. And if you could just pinch 10% of that capacity, 10% of that crowd, and like you say, convert them to either playing the game or to push something in front of their faces, and it might be the fact that it may not be them who are playing, it could be their kids, their siblings, etc., then there is no reason that we can't expand growth in the game. You touched on the NFL Academy. An amazing initiative in the UK, without a doubt, being able to provide both the education side but also the sporting side. And again, we've seen guys like George who are now in Canada. We've seen the Div 1 offers, the Duke offers, the Div 2 offers. Tell us about the academy and how that has come to fruition and how that looks moving forward.
So we're into the third year of the coming towards the end of the third year, or about halfway through the third year of the academy. So it's obviously been a challenging period with COVID and things like that, but I think even through those challenges, as you said, we've seen guys getting Division 1 offers who playing in North America now, who are coming up to the age where they'll start transitioning over. Some significant scholarship offers as well for these guys to go there and have an amazing experience in the US. But also we've seen guys who are now at university in the UK who may not have taken that path. We know about 30% of the guys in the academy wouldn't have continued with their education if it wasn't for the academy program. So being able to recognise that in terms of how we're helping them from a football development perspective, obviously training with amazing coaches 3 times a week. The gym we have at the academy is a pretty cool gym as well. It's the same equipment that players use when they come over for the games. So having that infrastructure alongside the academics, and then we focus really heavily on character development and personal development as well. So we have a lot of sessions that are based around that. That whole support structure just gives a great platform for these guys to really go on and really just develop themselves as young people as well as football players. And I think you'll see more guys making that transition across to the US, more to universities here in the UK, and continuing their pathway in the game, but also going on to be involved in other things. But if they're not quite of the level from a kind of participation perspective, there's still all these great opportunities for them to stay either involved in the game or go on and work alongside, in physiotherapy or all these other elements, marketing or whatever, where these guys can really go and have an amazing career, whatever it is that they want to do going forward.
It's all positive stuff, and it can only do good for the game here. But before we let you go, the recent initiative, or the recent marketing initiative that was launched here, the HMA, I believe it is, or HUA. So as far as I'm aware, and as far as some of the people that I've spoken to are aware, these particular teams, I think the Bears are one, the Jaguars, the Jets, these teams are now able to market more widely in the UK. Talk to us about that kind of influence and how that can also help to build the sport.
Yeah, essentially what we're going to see is teams investing in the UK. So I think that will be through marketing deals, through initiatives. Youth football, I think, is going to be a big part of it. So I think they'll be investing in camps, in activities, activations, all those types of things. But essentially, you'll see more of those teams, brands and logos in the UK over the coming years. They might not necessarily be the teams that come and play the London games, but all around the year you'll see them really trying to drive up interest in their teams and ultimately in the NFL and the wider sport as well. So it's really exciting. I think it will mean that there'll be much more investment taking place here and again more opportunity to get people's eyeballs on the sport and hopefully getting involved in the sport going forward as well.
Well, Will, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think people will agree when they do watch this back. Everything you've said sounds extremely positive for the sport in the UK, be it older players, younger players, people playing flag, or even people just looking to take part in franchises and marketing. So thank you once again. You've got an amazing office here, clearly. it's really cool to be a part of everything, actually, and to have all this history, if you like, behind us. So yeah, we look forward to hearing more about the development in the UK, and until then, we just keep it locked. Yeah,
thanks, George, and thanks for all the work you guys do. It's great to have such a great profile on the sport here in the UK and all the things that we're doing as well. So I think this really is there's been lots of exciting things happening, but I think we're about to see a real even bigger boom in the sport. So yeah, exciting times ahead for sure.
You heard it here first, guys. It's been X's and O's of Will Stone at NFL UK. Keep it locked.